Hello and welcome to a Cosmic Crone conversation with me, Tina.
Me, Marie.
Like Sue then. Today we are going to talk about Grimoires, or as mine is called, Book of Shadows, which is a dusty old book. Mine is about 2005. It's rather old. So what we was going to talk about is how and what we put in these little black books.
Yeah, because
our magical things and non-magical things I do put in. I try not to make mine like a diary because it's not.
That is exactly what I was going to say. What it is, I've got a lot of A4, particularly A4 pads, and I've always been interested in writing thoughts down or documenting something. Or I mean, when I was a teenager, I used to write songs and poems and everything. So I was, the creative thing, or fantasies, things like that. So there's always been books around, but never have I had something that's that means like
for specific,
like for my music and that, but not for
a special one. So it is a special one. I mean, you do get them with like nice leather bound, and you can get them with embossed pictures, on the front.
Shall we tell them what you did?
So I wanted to get you one because I know you never. And the thing is, we've been doing a lot of incantations and invocations lately, which we are now putting on our other channel.
It's there on Cosmic Vibe.
Cosmic Vibe.
Incantation for Irene, is it?
The latest one we did, yesterday was for Irene, which is spelt with an E-I-R-E-N-E. She is the Greek goddess for inner peace.
Spring.
Yeah, and also spring. So we did an invocation for that. I'm fiddling with my shoes. That will go down in my book when I've got time.
Right, yeah.
To write that down. So what I do is,
So you wanted to do something. Let's get back to that first.
Right. So I wanted to get you one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it all went a bit pantsy because every time I went into a shop, Maria was with me, but I can't get it. So today I went to a different shop.
Oh God!
You're doing it as well.
You slipped.
Went into a art shop, and Maria followed me in. So I thought, well, I've got to do it now because it's like an hour before we're going to do the podcast. So she got to see it. I wanted to surprise her on stage.
Yeah. She went, "Do you like this?" I went, "Oh, I like that."
Well, you were standing in front of me and you was looking at me hand to see what I had, like what you got.
Yeah.
I thought, just go away.
So
there you go. You've got a little. Yeah, I think it's really nice.
Oh, do you know what it says on the back? Live, love, learn. Life is a beautiful journey. Take notes.
Yeah, that's good.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So just to let listeners know as well, I've got a book here, a brown, like, is it embossed? It's like really old Victorian type thing, and hello, and it's a beautiful book that Tina's got me. So thank you very much.
I would have got you a pen if I had a chance as well. So what we're going to talk about is like what you see in the films, like Charmed, the series, and the great big book of shadows, and it's like
on a plinth thing.
Ornate writing, and all these pictures. That,
do you think that puts people
I'm sure
off?
Some people do write it nicely, but to be honest, like, when you're busy, we are busy witches. We don't have time to sit there and do ornate writing. I did start out with good intentions when I got this, and I did write quite nice, and then it just ended up as scribbles.
So like coming back to the books that can be like very, I think you think, oh, it's got to be big, and you know, it's got to be all this fancy writing in, like you say, and all these pictures, and that has its place, and that's beautiful. But you're talking about the
You
everyday
know, real
person,
life.
like,
This is real life.
yeah,
You know, we are real life witches, and
yeah. And I've got a
you,
fancy little book, but you could get yourself. Well, I'll tell you what, if the mood takes you and you feel like getting a book, and writing your spells or your thought. Well, you're going to go into what you write into it, but get an A4. Just get. I mean, not an A4. Get a little pocket book if that's what you want. I
yeah.
think that's what we're trying to get at. Is
Oh,
there's too much palaver, I think, sometimes about having what's a book.
it's nice to have like a book of shadows or a grimoire.
Yeah,
You get them with like the little pretty
you
locks.
should go and
Some
get one
people
then.
handmade stuff. If it's
Yeah,
special, yeah, have a
yeah,
nice one.
yeah.
You
Do,
know, I need,
but
I
you don't
needed mine
have
to
to.
be robust because it goes everywhere. It gets thrown about. It gets stuck in the bag at the bottom with other stuff, heavy stuff. Sometimes I've got me shopping on top of it. You know, sometimes I've had a drink and thought, oh, I need to put that in a bag because it's going to get all wet. You know, but
So, how do you keep your grimoire, your book?
it gets battered, and I mean it's kept well for what, 2005. It's 20 years. 20
Really?
years
Yeah.
next, bloody hell. And notice that I'm only halfway through, and there are so many things that I could have put in it that I didn't put in it.
Keep talking, Aki.
And I find that, you know, it's not an everyday thing that you get out like a diary. It is for special things, for spells. You could put recipes in it if you've got magical recipes or any recipes. Yeah, I've got
Would you put
incantation.
potions?
Yeah, and just any sort of supernatural, if you want to call it that, psychic experiences, dreams, anything that's connected to
Your witchcraft?
any type of, yeah, you know, magical stuff like you see in the numbers. You can now take
Oh,
note
yes.
of the numbers. Yeah, obviously when you see them,
You got
because
to
it's at the
remember.
time you see them, isn't it? But yeah, the dates, and then you might be able to actually follow a pattern because
Or
you
decipher
haven't.
the message,
Yeah, exactly.
you
You
know?
know, that's what they're telling you to do, really. So now you've got no excuse.
I think, like you said, I think there's a tendency, I think when you have a book and you want to put stuff in it, you can use it as a diary.
Yeah,
I think that's what I'm saying is, I don't think there's anything wrong, but you're doing it for a specific reason. But if your diary, if this book, this grimoire, this book of shadows, if your diary is about what you are doing each day, then please do it. But I don't think you want to put down met Stan at the bus station.
no, because if you want to look back and you know, say if you're looking for a particular recipe spell and you've got to skim through and filter out all the other garbage that you've put in,
Yeah,
it would be easier just to keep it for magical stuff.
yeah. I mean, I find it. I think you'll find stuff very easily because you will remember this as a specific book for a specific purpose. And I do think you'll go, oh, it's just after my incantation that I wrote, or it's just after that. But
I've,
I think you'll get used to it.
I mean, I have put in mine like life events, and that I won't do everyday stuff now, but you know, like my mum passing, my dog Merlin, because the thing was, when I had a German Shepherd for whatever years, yeah, but he lived a good long life, and when he died, maybe months later, he came to me as a human. I mean, he had the magical name Merlin, and I think that's how I portrayed him. He came to me magically, you know, he was rescued, and we was walking and talking, and so I put that in there because it was a magical thing for me to happen.
Would you say that we're giving sort of I don't know, what do you want to call it, hints, or do you want to call it a guide to what you need to put in, but I think you'll know what you need to put in. It's your book.
Hmm.
You know, do you know anything about the background of Grimoire, the actual that
No,
word?
not really.
No,
No,
I just
that's just
wondered.
something I didn't. No, I've never looked that up. I never thought about that actually.
We'll put it
You
in the
know,
description.
a book of
No, I mean because
shadows. You
I
know,
swear I don't know.
grimoire. It's not a. It's not a. It sounds like maybe a French or a Germanic word. Grimoire. I'm guessing.
Could be.
Yeah.
Or let us know. Get in
Yeah.
touch with us and let us know.
It could be that, like Book of Shadows is the same thing translated.
Could be. I just wondered if there was
Hmm.
another part of that.
Hmm.
So, what made you get that book?
This book I bought where my daughter-in-law now works 20 odd years later.
No.
Yeah.
That same
it's
shop?
the same little shop.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so this I bought in a little witchy crystal shop
So it's
in
been
Greenwich,
going that
in
long?
East London. Or
Wow.
South London, because it's the other side of the Thames. Yeah, we lived on the other side of, literally the other side of the Thames. We used to go under the foot tunnel and walk through to this little shop this lovely little shop called Stepping Stones. If you're in London,
give it a
East
plug.
London, yeah, it's a gorgeous little shop. It's like a little tiny treasure trove.
Is it like is it one of them things where you've got all these new buildings or like commerce
and this
around,
little old
and then
bay window?
Yeah,
it is actually. Yeah, and there's like rows and rows of bookshelves of tarot decks and books.
We've
crystals.
had tarot cards from there, haven't we?
Yeah. So
yeah. So what made you? Okay.
Yeah.
So what made you think you needed a book?
So 20 years ago, what was I doing? I would have been well into tarot because I was as a child. So I think just, I had a normal diary, a 5-year diary. Where we used to live, we had a fire and I lost it. And I was looking for something else at the time. It'd been,
More than a
few
diary.
years between.
I'm trying to be specific with you. More than a diary.
Something drew me to that shop. I think it was the first time I'd ever gone into that shop.
Right.
I can't remember how we found it because then it would have been yellow pages, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Let your fingers do the walking.
Yeah. Well, my legs did. It's a long walk. Yeah. And then when you're looking in the shop and then something sort of sticks out to you. And I picked it up and I thought, oh, it's literally completely blank. There's nothing. There's, nothing apart from the Book of Shadows. I thought, that's what I want, a complete blank page. There's no names on it. There's no whoever made it.
What are you going to do when it finishes?
It'll go away in my drawer if I ever finish it. I mean, look, that's 20 years and I'm just halfway through. But I feel like I'll pick it up.
Have you abandoned that book?
I did. Yeah. I did.
I feel like you did.
Times there is huge gaps when things were happening, but maybe my life was really busy and bringing up the kids. I just didn't have time, or it got put away, and then I must have found it again and thought, oh, I need to start writing things down.
So you never thought, oh, that book's in the drawer now.
No, I must have put it somewhere and totally forgot about it.
Do you know of anybody who's got like a little library of them?
No.
Do you know what I mean? Because you've said you've had that since 2005. You haven't been consistent writing in it, but you can imagine if you had been consistent. I think you'd have had about 4 or 5 books.
If I'd have had my other one was a 5-year diary and it was nearly full, and I'm absolutely gutted I lost that. And I tried to put some things back into it. Of course, you get old, your memory forgets. And but I used to.
That's your daily life, isn't it? Or was it?
No, it was the magical stuff that was going on, the spiritual stuff, because it was happening daily at a certain point in my life.
Yeah,
it was, and I used to have a really nice magical pen that I used to write in it with, which it wore out. You couldn't replace the thing because I think it was made of wood or something. So then I just went to a normal big pen any pen. And yeah, it started out kind of nice writing. So look, I'm going to show you a page. I'm going to let you into my secrets now. I don't know if you can see that. That is one of the first few pages, which is, it would have been April the 16th 2005. Oh look, meditated, went to the beach. I probably was here then at that time, because we were coming and going.
We're in Northern Cyprus, by the way, if you haven't listened to us before. We're in the area not far from Boaz at the moment.
Oh yeah, I wrote my wish. See, I done things here. I'm not sure what the wish was. And then, oh look, see, happy birthday to me, 23rd of December. Telling people now, and I had spiritual bath, candles and music.
Aww.
That was just something that I did. And my boring spiritual guide.
You're boring.
Her name is boring, and Anne, because everybody's got these.
Oh right.
Remember we
spoke
about it.
She was boring.
No, far from boring. Yeah. She, when again with her, I left contact for a long time. I think it was like after my mum died, and then lately when I've been doing the tarot, I've been asking her to be with me, and she's all excited and she's like, pick that one. I can feel her hands over mine when I'm doing it. It's really funny. She's quite excited.
And those tarot cards we're talking about, you can find on Cosmic Sisters Tarot on YouTube as well.
Some really strange things here. I'm going to share with you. Yeah, this was 2009. Now, why? I don't know. I know you are there, watching, observing. Some of you helping when I ask. The others are also, but they try to destroy, try to harm. But I am becoming more awake, more aware. They are afraid that the likes of me and others like me will spread the truth.
Wow.
It's a bit deep, isn't it?
And you had a bit of a drumming beat to that in the background.
They will have to end it, and we will begin again. That's that. Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
Is it because you left it for so long that some things aren't as clear or fluid? You don't know what they're on about. Is it times when you were? Was it dark or jubilant, or because it would you say to people, I don't think you would, but when people are not in their best, not having their best day, because it's not your diary of like woke up, went to Sainsbury's or something. This is about your journey, your cosmic journey.
That's it, exactly. Yeah.
So it could be a diary of your journal. That's what I was trying to get at. The journal.
Yeah.
It's your journal.
Magical journal.
Your magical journal.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
This is funny. This is bringing back memories. Look, January 2015. Yeah. Now I've just realised. Been practicing law of attraction. Basically, cut a long story short, I want a teddy bear. I was going for something simple to try and get that. And guess who I found? Dave the puppy.
No.
2015, which makes her 9 years old. And I was actually thinking the other day,
Dave.
How old is she? January 2015, that was.
Oh, and Dave's a girl, by the way.
Yeah, Davina. She's a little husky puppy that we found. Yeah, that she was following us along with Max, and my mum took Max. Obviously, she passed. I've got both of them now, but yeah, there you go.
That was a magical moment.
Yeah, she's my teddy bear, and she isn't she? So the last, what do you call them? The last in.
All right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I ain't there.
When you put something in it, yeah. The last ones I've done are the Hestia and Plutus incantation, which are both on Cosmic Vibe. Plutus is no, Hestia was a personal one I did. So that was an incantation within a spell. I asked for Hestia and Hermes for moving, because Hestia is about hearth and home, and Hermes is about trade and moving.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question? Do you have to do anything to your book? Do you have to perform any kind of ritual or anything? Because you may have bought.
You can. Yeah.
I'm just gonna.
So yeah.
Those watching, I'm showing you.
So it's like consecrating, because I consecrate my tarot cards.
So can you explain that?
So, you know, you're going to open that. You can do it as a ritual, light a candle, you know, a white candle, and just say, you know, this is going to be my book.
Yeah.
For my magical experiences. May it bring joy and happiness when I look at it and reminisce. May I learn from it. Yeah. Anything, and you know, so mote it be.
Yeah, I'm not going to say what I'm thinking, but you know, it's for me.
And you can
that's why I haven't, guys listening, I haven't opened it. Those watching can see I haven't opened it yet, because I want that to be a special moment for me.
And your first thought, you know, when I bought this, actually, I bought the angel cards, yeah, and I just went through each angel that are there, and just like the colors and that for each one. It was just the first thing, and then like the next page, what if there is no time? It was just my thought when I bought the book, and then I went on like life was like a DVD. You could start it in the middle or see the end. You can slow it down, you can speed it up, that type of thing. So that was when I first got it. So yeah, you could start with, obviously I've got my name there, and then I changed my name from, you know,
when you
whatever it was. Yeah, I think it might have been divorce. So I just noted that when I changed my name right at the front. And yeah, you could put a little poem about the book, you know, or what it's going to bring.
It's your book.
Write an incantation yourself for the actual book.
You can, like you say, you bought that from a spiritual, would you say spiritual shop?
Yes. Yes.
So you can go, there's if you're in Moseley in Birmingham watching this or listening, that I haven't got a clue what the shop's called. I don't know if it's still there, but there's one in Moseley Village.
I mean, you can buy them online if you just
but I was saying, you know what I mean? There are places where you might least expect, but so you can go to a place that would have like-minded people, maybe to help you. I think you should choose the book yourself.
Yeah.
I think even if you haven't got a clue, I think you'll be drawn to a
specific
book.
style.
Yeah. And I really truly believe that if you're in a supermarket and you see a notepad, whatever size that is, see, this is what I'm getting at. Whatever size it, and you have those feelings, you want to write things, and you don't feel that you want to go to a shop with like-minded people. You know, you're not there yet, or you're a bit shy. Get yourself that book and start using it as your book of shadows, as your grimoire. But can I just say from that is that you also go and get, I mean, I'll tell you what, when you were looking, you told me after, there was Harry Potter books and all that. But if you're into something, if you're into a specific thing, if you don't want anything with that on, or I'm trying to make it an everyday person thing, or the most special book you've ever, or it'll be your special book. But you can really go into detail.
You know, I love books
and buy a book.
Enjoy books, you know. So yeah, you should enjoy looking at it as a book, you know, and even like a nice bookmark. I mean, this is Westfield Falconry, which is years old. It just reminds me of when my son had his hawk 20 years ago. yours, I think, has got one of those ribbons. By
It
the
has.
looks
It's
of
got
it.
a ribbon. Yeah,
But
it's got a ribbon as a
yeah,
marker.
even
Yeah.
you know, a nice bookmark.
Yeah. I always seem to think that I say things, we get this, get that. But I come from a place where you may not have the opportunity to get a real fancy book. It's not, I'll stop myself there. I mean, you would probably think you'd like to go and get a book with symbols on it and things like that. Go and do it. Go and do it. Enjoy that experience of being with like-minded people in the shops. Maybe that can give you some advice and things like that. But I'm also in a place where you could be getting next week's shopping and you're standing there and you go, do you know, I really want to do that. And you haven't got the opportunity. Like you said, you didn't write in that for a very long time, right?
Yeah, left
because
gaps.
of life.
Yeah.
Well, life might be getting in you. So just go and get yourself a notepad, a book, and they've got some lovely books now, haven't they, in shops that have nice pictures on and things like that. You've got to make it your book. It is about your feelings, your even poems, if you'd like to make
Yeah,
it,
I've got
make things
poems.
up.
You know, I've even got pictures and diagrams of things that I've seen. I was doing Reiki at one point and I saw a symbol, so I wrote that down. When I've done spells, there's, you know, not just it. You see the pentagram. I do use that if I'm doing a spell. You know, I draw it on the ground, but sometimes I don't. Sometimes I will always put myself in a circle, draw a circle, but you know, there's some that I've used like the pyramid shape, which would have been square on the ground, and then I'll draw the points inwards, and then I would bring it up. So that I've drawn in there as a flat picture.
You've used that
to know,
symbolism.
to think, okay, I'll look back at that spell. That was for like power, or you know, and oh yeah, that one worked. So I could use that for.
Well, I've asked about like when you first use it. What do you do? I'm going to ask another question about its, I'd like to say, safety. Where would you put it?
In your drawer. Mine's in my knicker drawer.
Oh God!
It is what anything that we've got has got to be safe from the dogs, isn't it? But stick it on your bookshelf, you know.
Yeah, I'm saying, and for those who may not know, that's why I ask these questions. Is it a particular place? I mean, you may have an altar.
Yeah, you can put it on your altar. Yeah, I think my son's got an altar.
Yeah,
and I think he keeps stuff like that on his altar.
And you might keep your book there. You need to keep it safe, because what you're writing in there is sacred, is cosmic, is special to you. It's your reference book as well, isn't it? It's your reference book about what you've done, what you know worked or what didn't work.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just nice, like I said, oh look, reminiscing, you know. Spells I've done for other people as well. Look at that, see, September 2015, that was when we sold our house in Lapta. So we've been here again 9 years on this side of the island. Yeah, and it's nice to know, because as well, and I think, you know, things didn't work well when we was in that area, but from 2015, that's funny because we moved then. Things have progressed.
You keep flicking through the book, you keep showing it, you keep looking. You haven't stopped doing it.
Yeah, I just like doing it. Yeah, I just like looking at it.
Gives you comfort.
I have got a sort of, you know,
sorry.
Oh, like I've got to be careful with my mic, but like it's mine. You know, I've got closer to it, should I say? I think with you, we've done a lot more as well, and obviously I've got them in there. You know, dated things that we started doing. I put in here when we started the YouTube channels, the certain stuff, and when we was doing things
and
together.
You go at your own pace about filling in the blank pages. So it's something that's sacred to you then. Yeah. And something that means a lot to you. I mean, this.
You're not going to open it now,
I haven't even opened it. I just keep looking at it.
Did your own little ritual when you get home?
Feeling it because it's embossed.
I have no idea, like whether it's lined or plain. Mine's plain.
It's lined.
But is it?
It says old book lined journal.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
that's all right. Yeah, my writing is messy. I mean, you know, it's.
Who cares? It's your life.
Yeah. Sometimes I can't understand my own writing.
Well, I'm going to look forward to using my book, and I think it's something that because you bought it for me, it means even more.
That's all I love.
Sorry, thank you. Yeah, so we talked about grimoires, book of shadows, whatever you want to call them. They are sacred to you, and wherever you get them, whatever shape they are, whatever size they are, it's for you to practice, I would say.
Yeah, it's good when you're
learn.
learning witchcraft.
Yeah.
You know, if you're new to it, you need to write down what you're doing, and so you can look back and say, oh, that works, that didn't work, oh, I won't bother with that one this time.
And I just think that it's important to know you can have more than one book. It is, because people say this is my book and not this is one of my books. See, if you'd have been writing in that for a long time, like I've said before, you would have had a little library. There is no rules. Exactly. You could have one book, or you could have a big book like they did in Charmed.
Yeah, couldn't take that everywhere though. You can put that in your bag.
It's not practical, is it?
No.
And you could say, well, why is it just coming to the point of this modern age? You could say you could make your own on a PC as well.
True, but people actually make their own books, you know, like leather, and
I thought that was an important thing to say.
Recycled paper and stuff. But I just picked this because it is a robust book. If I want to rip out a page, it's not going to affect it and pull it all apart. You know,
but I think that's a good idea. You know, make your own.
Yeah.
What a great one! You actually, if you added to it, it would become that big book in Charmed.
It would, yeah.
It would become that.
Yes, it would.
What a fantastic thing! And that's something you could have within your home, or you know, or it could be a seat. Oh, do you know what? Make one. That'd be fantastic. Well, I've got mine, everyone. I've got my book. Artina bought me, and I shall be using this very soon. And I think I'll know when I need to use it.
It's. You know? I would say keep it by your bedside with a pen, because if you dream, you know what it's like. You wake up,
or I wake up, or before I go to bed, I have things happen.
Yeah, and minutes later, you go back to sleep and forget it. So while you're awake and you remember, write down your dreams in that book.
Okay. Thank you for that. Anyway, I mean that. I'm surprised I didn't cry.
Yeah, let's do a
What?
Put your book up.
All right.
So this will be the picture for the There you go.
There you go.
For the
we just did a
thumbnail.
A smile to camera for everyone listening. Yeah. Like, it's been great. Actually, it's been lovely, because I didn't want to have any notes, because I wished I'd have looked up Grimoire. But
I never thought about that.
I wished I'd have done that. Because it's more personal. More personal than anything we've ever done.
The name, you know, has probably come from someone keeping a diary.
Yeah.
Basically.
Okay.
Yeah, let's have a look.
But let's see what witches called them. There must be other names, you know. I wonder.
Well, Book of Shadows, it sounds like it's come from a Hollywood, don't it?
Yeah. Yeah. And don't forget to donate to the dogs. We'll put that in the description.
Yeah.
For the TRNC
Animal Rescue Family,
and on PayPal.
SOSdogs2017@outlook.com.
Do you know what? We do this at the end, and I don't think anybody
watches till the end.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know what they
we'll put it in description.
Yeah. So thank you everyone for coming to a Cosmic Chrome conversation, whether that's on the platform that you listen to your podcasts on, or on YouTube. So been great. Thank you very much. Love it. Thank you.
See you next week.
Bye everyone. Take care from me, Marie.
And me, Tina.
Take care.